Derek Chisora, wow. He survived 3 knockdowns. He was down and out, legs were gone, getting hit to the head with pounding shots, uppercuts, and he managed to literally stay for the whole fight. Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've not done already, subscribe, like the video, comment what you thought of the fight, okay? Because I want to know what you guys all thought of the fight, okay? Not just myself. It's a little bit more interactive on this channel. Apologies, we were supposed to have a live, but technical difficulties, you get the gist, okay? We couldn't do it, and now we're doing a pre-recorded thing. But let's move on to the fight. Derek Chisora, wow. He survived 3 knockdowns. He was down and out, legs were gone, getting hit to the head with pounding shots, uppercuts, and he managed to literally stay for the whole fight, okay? And he heard the final bell. For that, he deserves as much credit as he deserves, as much credit you can even give him. In fact, if Eddie could give a bonus, give it to Derek Chisora, okay? We don't need to pay him to talk. We need to pay him more to bring out performances like that. Wow. Good by Joseph Parker as well. That's probably the best I've ever seen Joseph Parker. We've got a lot to discuss, so let's get straight into this, okay? I predicted round 10 knockout for Joseph Parker, and how I thought the fight would begin was very similar to how it actually began. I thought Joseph Parker would come out the gates flying, as in he was a bit more aggressive, a little bit more active than he was during the first fight, okay? Now, though a lot of people are letting the first fight and the opinions of the first fight skew how they approached this fight. Now, the first fight, the first couple of rounds, Joseph Parker was adjusting to a range, very key. After that, once he adjusted to the range, it was becoming more like a playground to him. He was able to pick the shots that he wanted to pick, okay? He was in control of what was going on right there, okay? He was the dominant force. He was the one in control after he established the range. Now in this fight, he's going in already knowing that range. Now he knows what Derek Chisora brings. He knows what shots Derek Chisora is going to land, the combos he's going to put together, how far his overhand rights are between you and him, and whether you need to be either too close or too far. He knows exactly all of that to the T, okay? Maybe a round to adjust it, but he knows that effectively, okay? Now going into round 1, Derek was actually the one taking his time, not Joseph Parker, okay? And Parker was looking just to knock out Derek Chisora, or at least put a huge dent in him in round 1, okay? Coming up to round 2, I had Joseph Parker increase the pressure a little bit more, okay? Then there's already a few good counter punches, like his right hand, like a straight right hand counter punch. The 1-2. You know what? Especially during the early part of the fight, Derek Chisora wasn't really putting his punches together well. He wasn't setting up with a good jab. It was more like he just abandoned the jab. He went right hand first, left hook, right hand. That's what he was. That's the tactic that he was planning to, adopt in the early stages of the fight. But coming up to round 3, listen, Chisora was literally on the verge of being knocked down. He looked hurt. He looked rock. He looked like he was down and he was out. Okay, not down and out, but he looked like the decline was about to take place. Even though he looked like he was progressively going down, also regressing, big words out here, okay? He was taking some of the Parker shots on the gloves, which meant that even though they weren't landing, I think they were still taking the necessary toll on Chisora, because I know Chisora is a very durable person. But round 4, things change, Okay, there, Joseph Parker steps up the gas. Okay, and he knocks Derek Chisora down, or knocks him back onto the rope. Chisora just lands on the rope. Referee counts it. Chisora continues. Okay, Chisora, what a warrior. Okay, round 5 comes along. Okay, and Parker uppercuts are definitely hurting Chisora. He just literally was just uppercutting him. Yeah, just with the right uppercut particularly, Chisora. He looked like he wasn't defending it correctly. He looked like those shots weren't really. He weren't prepared for those sort of attacks. From what I could see, he looked like he was only prepared for the straight shots and the straight 1-2s, or maybe the orthodox 1-2 hook shots. But he wasn't really prepared for the uppercuts that Joseph Parker may do, because Joseph Parker hasn't really displayed those sort of shots in his previous fights, at least to a consistent level. But listen, he done that. Joseph Parker looked dominant in round 5. Round 6 comes along, and yeah, it was literally round 6 was just an inside slug fest. Yeah, back and forth, chin versus chin, bang versus bang. It was a slug it out fest in round 6. Round 7 comes along, one of the best rounds I've seen in a long time. Okay, they literally just got hell for leather. Yeah, this is like a Duran, like Leonard, Hagler kind of a round, if that makes sense. It was absolutely intense during the 7th round. Round 8, Derek Chisora, round 7, sorry, Derek Chisora gets another knockdown. 7 and 8, back-to-back knockdowns in each round. Chisora, his legs were gone. But he was still persistent. And what you saw was that once he got knocked down, he got up, walked to the corner, and just stayed to the corner, waiting for Joseph Parker to come, wait for Joseph Parker to draw attacks. Dave Caldwell was looking at him saying, "Yo, do you want to lose? Do you want to lose?" Yeah, big up Dave Caldwell. Yeah, Dave Caldwell, probably prior to the fight, prior to the Campbell, prior to the contest, the heavyweight contest in this fight, he probably had like an afro. Yeah, these times there during round 9 and 10, it was shiny. The head was shiny. Yeah, like, because he was stressed about what Chisora was doing. He was saying, "Chisora, do you want to lose? Focus. Like, bruv, you could hear it. You could hear the frustration in Dave Caldwell's voice. Okay, Derek Chisora just threw caution to the wind, was just on a survival mode, and said, "Let's have it out." Backed himself, threw shots. Like, even though his legs were gone, he still persisted. And round number 11, round number 12, Joseph Parker, and this is where I believe this is where Tyson Fury and the work that they've been doing in the Fury Camp comes to life. Joseph Parker was just leaning on him, draining his battery, pushing him onto the ropes, just doing those nasty things, those ugly things, okay, that you see in the ring, but very effective. And those are the same tactics that Tyson Fury done against Deontay Wilder before he decided to knock him out. Okay, and you can see that. You can see the training that they've been doing together. Joseph Parker ends up winning this fight by majority decision on points. I just had Chisora maybe winning one round, and that was probably, I think it was the 10th or 11th round, where Parker took his foot off the gas. All he was doing was leaning. Chisora was just slugging it out, and I just said, you know what, Chisora's round, if that makes sense. But wow, Joseph Parker, that was the best Joseph Parker I've seen, in my opinion, especially at the highest level. Because I know someone's gonna say, yeah, Joseph Parker, man, he when he had his 5th fight in New Zealand, yeah, and bruv, allow that, yeah, we're talking at the highest level. This is probably his best fight at the top. Okay, wow, where does this, listen, wasn't expecting that performance. That was, if I had to rate their performances, Derek Chisora, you didn't get the best Derek Chisora earlier on, but the heart and determination, I have to give him an 8. An 8. Overall performance of an 8. Skill wise, yeah, it wasn't as good as the first fight, but the heart and the hunger showed. 10 out of 10. So like a 6 out of 10 skill, 10 out of 10 what's in here, and that just, average 8. Joseph Parker, on the other hand, that was a 9 out of 10 from Joseph Parker. A 9 or 9.5. Let me know, how would you rate it out of 10? 9 or 9.5? I would rate it a 9 out of 10 for Joseph Parker, because Joseph Parker, even though he was doing amazing stuff, I still think he could have did a little bit, like a tad bit more, just a little bit, like I don't know how to describe it, but maybe, I don't know, just a tiny bit more to get a 10 out of 10. But it was close. It was a 9 out of 10 for me for Joseph Parker. And where does this leave Derek Chisora? I want to see Derek Chisora up against all of them. Deontay Wilder, forget Luis Ortiz, he's washed through. But, those sort of fights. Maybe a Babbage. Now, Babbage against Chisora, raw. That will be, that will be tasty. That will be tasty. But, like, Deontay Wilder would be a great opponent. And Andrew Ruiz, huge opponent. I think Derek Chisora, them man trouble, Areola, these sorts of man. Yeah. But Joseph Parker, I'm thinking, what? Where can you go, man? Where can you go? I want to see Joseph Parker in with, and I'm just going off the top of my head. Someone said on my previous show, Frank Sanchez. And I get it. Do you know what? After today's performance, Frank Sanchez will be a good fight, but I don't think it will be a fight that would get Joseph Parker closer to a world title. So I think a good fight for him will be Joe Joyce. I think Joe Joyce is the right opponent. Joe Joyce has the placement in terms of where he's ranked, has the profile. That is a good name on your record if you beat Joe Joyce. Joseph Parker, if you want to get in the position that you want to fight for another world title, Joe Joyce is your man. Otherwise, you might just go for the WBA route and fight Daniel Dubois or somebody like that. That is another good shot. And Daniel Dubois against Joseph Parker. Daniel Dubois, he can put himself back into the limelight. Basically, after this, he needs to go to Frank Warren and sort something out between them. Nothing about title fights or something like that. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But listen, Joseph Parker, I have to give you my flowers as well. I have to give you my flowers. Now, I'm just going to touch upon the rest of the card quickly, because I know most people are here for the Chisora part. But let's just, a minute, we'll wrap it up, okay? Lerone Richards, hot cross bun, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross. Listen, my guy, big him up, yeah. Listen, IPO super middleweight title. Let's get cracking. I know it's not, IPO is one of them B-Tech trophies, but you know what? It's something, okay? Now you could just try to become undisputed. I'm getting way ahead of myself, but you get the gist, okay? Big up Lerone Richards, Dave Caldwell. Thumbs up to you lot, okay? Alan Babbage. Yeah, Alan Babbage. It wasn't a great performance from Alan Babbage. It weren't. He looked slow. He looked sluggish. He looked lethargic. Even though he was doing the same shots that he would have done if he was fully fit, it just wasn't as quick and as high intense as his last fight or the fight beforehand. So yeah, that partly and his opponent was very, very tough to beat in terms of he can take a punch. So I think they're both Eastern European. So they had that mutual respect of I can bang you and you can bang me type of approach. And he got hurt as well. I think he got knocked down as well. I think he got knocked down. He landed on the ropes, but nah. I want to see him in a better physical condition than this fight. This fight, he was way too slow, and I think he needs a little bit more protection and a little bit more guidance on his next fight, because this fight is key on who he should be against. Okay, and the right opponent will put him in great places, and the wrong opponent will. It's like snakes and ladders type of a scenario. But I want to see Alan Babbage in the next fight. Furthermore, who else we got? Who else? Jack Cullen, against man like Sajdo. Yo, Jack Cullen. Hold on, Sajdo came, bruv. Sajdo, he was not messing around. I don't know where he's from. Yeah, part of me saying he's Congolese, part of me saying he's from Sierra Leone, bruv. Yeah, big him up. Okay, that guy, Mike Tyson. No, you know what? He reminds me. Not even Mike Tyson. He reminds me of Derek Chisora. He reminds me of a smaller Derek Chisora. The way he was throwing punches, the way he was just aggressive, like the looping right hand shots. Could have hacked it, man. Jack Cullen could have hacked it. Hit him with a good body shot. Halas. Okay, a 7th round, I think, 7th or 8th round. It's over, man. I want to see him. That Sajdo, I want to see you. I don't know where you're from. I don't know who brought you in, but I like you. That's all I got to say with regards to that. Who else for the card? Zelfa Barrett. Good performance for Zelfa Barrett. It went. Look, I think Zelfa done what he had to do to win, but I'm just left thinking. I think you could do a bit more, man. I still think you could do a bit more. I'll give him a 7 out of 10 today, but I think he could have done a little bit more, man, in terms of his offensive performances. And even though he was doing different variations of shots, it didn't look like he had a lot of power in him. So maybe something that him and Pat could work on. But great, good win, final eliminator. Big up Zelfa Barrett. Hopefully he wins the title at 140. I think he's at 140. Where's he at 130? Where is he at? Zelfa Barrett. No, Zelfa's at 130. Okay. I don't know who's got the belts at that weight class. I think Santa Cruz has got the belt. The WBA are moving kind of mad. Regardless, okay. Where is Zelfa? That's gonna bug me. That is gonna bug me. If I get it wrong, that is gonna bug me. Okay, correct me if I'm in the comments if I do. But overall, what a night of boxing. Thank you very much for watching this video. Subscribe, like the video as well. Okay, but peace, love, and prosperity. I'm gonna see you guys in a bit. Peace.